What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, episode 11 of the walkthrough, picking up here in liurnia. So, our plan for the next two episodes is to bump out this eastern area. So, to do that, what I think is best is, and what I usually do in my personal playthroughs as well, my notes kind of confirmed, is to go to the very, very, very bottom of the coast and just kind of slowly work your way back up, killing everything and doing everything along the way. You just gotta ignore these guys for now. I mean, you could kill them if you want to. Remember, these guys, if you don't kill them one hit, they malfunction. Show that off. They didn't do it. That's wild. They always malfunction. There he goes. Look at him. Look at him go. So that's obviously gonna kill you. You know what I mean? Obviously gonna kill you. As I said, we're gonna go all the way down. This will be for you quality faith builds. It might be more dex faith, but you will need some strength with this too. But there's actually a spear, which wild is it's a weapon that does holy, but somehow can still be buffed. I don't know how that works. That's never worked. But yeah, that's what we're about to get. I actually had to do some testing on that because I heard one of my buddies talking about that. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. You can't buff elemental weapons, but this one you can. The problem is it's just a spear, so you have to deal with thrusting. But maybe we'll just take these guys out because we're right here, and I really want to try to get that armor. Speaking of armor, if people have not been following along, we probably are going to jump to Kayla to show off that armor farm one more time. I'm going to try to hit it like 3 times and see if something drops. We'll move on if not, but I'd like to at least try. Can't be a blood flame build without blood flame. He's got enough health to actually do something with it. Look at that. That delayed explosion. I'm not even getting a critical amount need to. Look at that. Then our weapon does blood loss too, so it's just adding to it. That's why it pairs so nice together. And the stat requirements to use this is so low. I think it's 12 faith, 10 arcane. Most classes, that's 1-2 points at the start and you're good. So like I said, tree spear. Oh, go to inventory. With the new update to the game after the DLC, you have your recent items tab. Go in your settings, make sure it's turned on. Because it makes it really easy for the walkthrough. I can just go right to my items as we pick them up and talk about it, right? But you get physical, you get holy. But you see DDD, strength, dex, faith, 22 dex requirement, 15 strength, and 18 faith. So yeah, it's definitely dex faith just for the strength requirement, and also gets strength scaling, but it's going to go more towards dex faith, I would say. Before we do anything else, we are going to go hit this farm one time because we have our sights of grace. So we have a few foul foots as well, so we could use those with the upgrades in our weapon we have now. It's going to really help out. So, what we'll do is we'll just farm this guy, see if we can. I want his leggings, that's what I'm after. But this is the only armor set I think is like really nice till later on in the game. Like I said, until we actually start naturally getting these things, you're gonna have the only way to get them is from drops from enemies. And he's got one of the nicest ones you're gonna see. So, as soon as these effects wear off, we're done. We're not gonna do this forever. No, we're not farming for souls. What we're after is armor. So, this is the only way to get armor. Once we start getting to Mount Gelmir, we'll, Mount Gelmir, because Volcano Manor questline gets you a few armor sets. And that area in general, like the heroes' graves and stuff like that, you start getting a lot of armor out that way. And then pretty much every remembrance boss after that point will start giving you armor. But until then, you're just kind of reliant on drops. We're not getting it yet. The more arcane, the more item discovery. I didn't ever see it helping me much, so I put on arcane helms and arcane talismans and DLC. You start at item discovery around 100, 109. I had mine way above that. I didn't know what it was, but it's really high. I never noticed a boost item discovery. I was still a farmer shit forever. Yeah, you can lead him with a backstab. Hit him with your big stuff, put him down quick. Still not dropping nothing. Like I said, as soon as the effects of the silver foul foot, whatever the fuck it is. As soon as those effects wear off, we're done here. We're not, doing this forever. We're not wasting a whole episode on it. But this is the farm I want to show it off, and I don't have many sword-toed foul foots. So because of that, we want to use them up. And we'll get a talisman that does the same effect. The problem is you don't get to the end of the game, but it is useful for the DLC when we go there. That's nice. It's not everybody likes New Game Plus. I don't, but that's what's so great about the DLC is you put this in-game build together. And you can actually go take it, into the DLC. It's like a new game with an in-game build at the start. Although the enemies over there have so much health, it's ridiculous. There's no need to crouch, I guess. Come on. This is wild of him not dropping anything. Usually it's at least like a gauntlet or a shield. Still got the effects. Like I said, it's probably about 2-3 minutes at last, I would say. Somewhere around there. Thank you. I call bullshit. He still ain't dropped a damn thing. That is wild. So do keep in mind if you fast travel, you do lose the effects of this item. And there it is. We have lost the effects. So one more try. And then we're going back to liurnia. And I'll just do this every now and then. I'll do it in between episodes. I was gonna, but I was like, I might as well show people in case they weren't following along. And that's just ridiculous. That really is. With the silver, just, it gets to a point where it's like, what's the point of that item? What is the point of it? If it's not gonna fucking work, if it's not gonna work, we hit him like 8 times, 8 fucking times, nothing dropped. Not a fucking row of fruit, so what is the point of the fucking item? That's how I look at it. Alright. Wrong one. We want to go to the one nearest where we were. So right after we got the spear, like I said, we start working our way on up. We're past all that stuff. There's a catacomb, but we're not there yet. So from this point, we're just going to kind of slowly work and clear this stuff out. We don't have to do this. But like I said, when you go through and you actually clear everything out, kill all the enemies, look, thoroughly look through everything, you're not missing any items. Alright, buddy. That'll do. It's the best way to make sure you don't miss anything. There's just arrows sticking out of us everywhere. We mentioned ruin fragments and rainbow stones, judging fall distance and illuminating paths, and those more confusing catacombs. Now that really doesn't come to play until Altus in the capital, when we're going to have to really use those rainbow stones, but it is important to talk about if you guys are going exploring on your own between episodes or whatnot. Like I said, I wouldn't advise it because, with the platinum you want to be careful about stuff, right? Triggers and things like that, but for the most part you can stay in the areas we're in, you know what I mean? Like if you're waiting on a certain episode to come out, you don't want to wait till tomorrow or whatever it is, and we're in the liurnia, you're good to do stuff in the liurnia, I just wouldn't take it any farther. But if you're ever out on your own and you're trying to judge the distance of falls to see if a drop's going to kill you, you're good. Because I'll tell you, if you're following along the walkthrough, I'll be like, yeah, I know for a fact this will kill us. Look at this shit. You know what I'm talking about? These guys are a pain in the ass. For real. The dog doesn't really add to it. Can I get a hit in? Thank you. Alright. Nothing else here. We're good to go. And all it really was some, consumables and crafting items more than anything else. So the catacomb here is a little bit hidden. It's actually off the side of the cliff. stragglers do not get left behind with me. But anyways, as you go down the main path, eventually you're gonna see like it goes to the left. There's a trail that leads up the hill to a tower. When you see that and you get to this side of Grace, that is going to be the liurnia Highway. We're going to jump to the right. Now, you're going to see the statue leading to your catacombs. That's kind of like down the side of the coast here. However, there is something up here that's really weird, and I want to show you guys. So, up here by itself, there's just one crab that's isolated, and this crab does death blight. Death blight enemies are very rare in this game. So, death blight, there's a black meter that fills up, and you're pretty much cursed. No matter what your health is, you die. You have full health. If you get fully cursed, you're dead. You know, you'd have 3,000 health. It does not matter. That's just how death blight works. But these enemies are usually very rare, and there's usually something going on with them, something more to them. Well, there's this one crab out here, and I haven't found anything with him. I tried killing the crab, all of his babies. I tried killing like all the babies and not the crab. I've tried gestures. But because when you look at this guy, you know there's something off about him. But you never find anything. It's really weird. Here are alphas. But it's really the only thing. This does take us up to another Tibia Mariner and stuff. We're just not there yet, obviously. And we'll get there after we do the catacomb. But I want to show you guys. So this guy does death blight. Like I said, look at it. You can tell he's all afflicted, infected. He's just by himself up here. So it seems like there's something going on with him. But I just never found anything. And for the death blight, he actually has to spray you. I figured I'd tell you guys. Maybe you guys could find something going on with it. You know. Just because I couldn't doesn't mean there's nothing. Blood roses, you do need to make like blood grease. So, doing bleed build could be nice. Alright, but yeah, I just want to show you guys that. So from there, we'll just jump. Now we'll just ride back. Now it's time for our catacomb. So you will be able to get another Somber 2 along the way. If you've already used yours up, testing out a few different weapons. And I've already used all my Somber 3s and 4s as well. So at this point, I think, I can't say for certain, but I do know Carrier Manor, the Ravine Veiled Village, and then the Legacy Dungeon will get us more Somber 3s and 4s for sure. I'm looking at my notes. Now, we might find others, but typically that kind of stuff comes like when we hit the Underground and Caelid. That's naturally the spots where you start finding 3s and 4s, but there are some, you know, there's still some in the area. You know, like I said, later in the game, later stones, that's how it works, you know, slow progression. You are going to see some beastmen, so what we're going to do, we'll deal with them. You know, we'll clear it out if you guys want. They do have a halberd with blood boss, it's pretty cool. Pretty decent moveset as well. But I figure we might as well just go to the very bottom, just like we did with this coast, and just work our way back up. You do want to stay to the left side, working yourself back up so you can get to your catacomb now. Well, these guys have some alright drops if you get one. So we're 1 point short on our stamina. We're actually not going to get that yet. As soon as I kill a big enough enemy that gives us like enough runes for a few levels, we'll just put one into that. But as of right now, it's time. We got to get in damage, guys. It's time. Like I said, scaling and stuff doesn't matter, but our stats are so low, it's just time to, you know, we got to start bringing them up at least, because there are going to be certain requirements and stuff like that we got to reach. So, we don't rely on this talisman. That talisman needs to be removed as soon as possible. So just keep that in mind. And we'll go ahead and rest just because I like to make it a habit. Yeah, we're looking at our stats. We don't rely on this talisman, so these are true stats right here. Like I said, next time we get enough runes to get a couple levels at once, we're just throw one in it. You know, not a big deal. But we are Dex and Arcane. Arcane at 10, Dex at 12. So I guess the best way to do this would be just to get like Dex to 15, and we'll bring that to 15. I like to kind of just bring stats up together, but our Dex will not be going higher than 35, and then we'll bring Arcane as high as we can get it. Reason being, more arcane, more blood loss, and you have a 35 requirement on dex to use the main weapon for a build. So make sure you hit your drop offs. Now you could go higher dex for more physical damage and lower arcane, but you're not going to get much blood loss to even call it a bleed build. So, I mean, there's different ways. We might just go high dex and low arcane. I don't know yet, you know. All I know is when I did that, the build didn't seem too powerful, or someone told me it's because I gotta get the arcane high. So alright, we'll try that out for the walkthrough. I mean, I don't want so much blood loss on killing the enemy in one hit, but it'd be cool to actually get blood loss on a bleed build, right? So as always with these guys, make sure that you're, you know, always expecting a trap. Like this corner right here. Shield up. Ooh. Just, you know, be prepared. They love their traps. That's what they're all about. So anytime you're doing a catacomb with them in it, expect a trap around every corner. That's just typically how it goes. Also, let's go and check our stone sword keys. We have 4, we're good to go. We only need 1 here, but I just like to know when I'm low. So dropping down here is how we're going to progress, but there is some stuff on some side paths we're going to want to get. Because down there leads you, we'll shut it off. If you guys actually look, there's a ledge up there, that's with your lever, but going down actually gets you to that level, while going straight doesn't. This is actually just a side path. So there's going to be a guy to your right. Now we're about to run into our first big boy. So this guy was in Stormvale. Like I said, he's pretty formidable. Parries work really nicely. But there's like 7 of these guys in here. And I will say, they're all set up to make it pretty easy for you to kill. Like, he was laying down, right? So you can kind of get the drop on him. Grave Glowvert for Spirit Summons upgrades. Now, as soon as you go up, there's going to be another one. In fact, let's Blood Flame up. But if you crouch, you probably won't detect you. See what I'm saying? You can get a backstab. So there are a lot of these guys in here, but they do give you, you know, they look out because they don't never put you in a position where you're kind of fucked with these guys. Bye. You're gonna have 2 of the little gnome dudes, gargoyles, fucking imps, whatever you want to call them, up top. We're going to get the stone sword key. Like I said, we're going to actually use every stone sword key and get every single item we can this playthrough. Typically I wouldn't, but when I took notes, I actually realized that we are able to. We just find like 1 stone sword key here and 1 there. We could actually get every item in the game. Usually I was going to do it where I just tell you what's behind here, and then you decide to get it or not. Like the Rancor pods, we didn't need that craft book. This is a helm, we don't need this, you know. But I think it would be cool to try to get everything, you know, if we can. It's not that hard to spend a couple thousand runes here or there for a stone sword key. We got the other helm I like better too. I like it with the red cloth. We just don't have any good armor yet, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going to go on up. Do we get both of the, yep, magic wielding pot bros. Watch out for your trap right here. You can use it to your advantage if you want. Go ahead and get these guys coming for you. Get your trap out the way. Oh, he dodged them out too, though. Yeah, I mean, I always express that. It's like, you know, just because something in this game is meant to kill you does not mean, under any circumstances, you cannot use it to your own advantage. And we'll do that a few times, you know. So as we go this way, there's going to be a guy hanging. Actually, 2 guys, technically. Be another one on the wall. And there's a few of them. Like, there's a handful of these guys in that room. Usually one will come out and be around this corner right here. Yeah, he's actually coming from the room trying to follow you down. Said use traps. Guard counters. Oh, we got the forked great sword. Imp head wolf. Get your scythe. Dex weapon. Blood loss. And you see, there's a lot of bleed weapons. They're not even for arcane either. You know, they're just weapons you find. So the forked did blood loss build up too. It's actually really weird. It is like a great sword with blood loss technically. And you got the forked hatchet. So a little less blood loss on the faster weapon. That makes sense. We got Imp Head Wolf, and then damn Imp Head Fang. Now these give different effects. Yeah, so that adds a little bit to strength. This one adds a little bit to endurance. And they all have different effects. These are pretty rare drops. To get two in the same catacomb is a bit wild, I will say. So as you work your way out, we're going to have another big boy down here. So, go and buff on up. Probably overkill, don't care. It's going to help us. So let's go and get a backstab here. As I mentioned, there's like 6 or 7 of these guys in here, guys. But like, like they always put them in a way where there's not really a problem, as you see. Give me more. See, they always like have their back turned, and they can pretty much just change everything. That blood loss went off like 3 times. Warped axe. Damn, we're only at 10 arcane. We're already getting all this shit. I can't wait to see how many drops we get when we start bringing this arcane way up. It's gonna be cool. So those masks are just a way to actually make a noise and talk during like PvP. You can use them. One's involved in a quest, but we'll get into that later. So right here, you're gonna hit this trap. 1, 2, 3. Let it rise back up. Hit it again. You won't even need to fight this guy. He's just dead. 1, 2. There you go. And like I said, you know, there's a lot of them here, but they put in a position where you hardly really even have to fight them like that. Like up here again, there's gonna be another one. We're gonna get a backstab on. Why does this ladder feel so long? I feel like we've been climbing forever. Alright, so it's going up here, get a backstab, then we'll be able to grab the ashes. I want to say these are the page ashes. I can't remember though. I guess you could just look at the notes real quick, but yeah, page ashes. Alright, so this is important. Hold up your shield. This guy's gonna fly around this corner like a bat out of hell. You see what I'm saying? So it's just all about being prepared for them to do what they do. Jump out at you every fucking chance they get. Now, we're going to have another stone cap. This is going to be the 3rd or 4th one by now. This one does magic though, so instead of a great sword, he's going to have a big ass staff. He's still going to try to beat you with it, just like his sword. But now he can shoot out glintstone pebbles. He doesn't do 1 by 1. He'll shoot like 5 at a time, and they'll all chase you down. Kind of like the Stars of Ruin spell. If we've seen that yet, I don't know, but the fight's the same though. Just he has magic. Oh, it's AoE slams do magic now as well though. Just wait for it. Get your guard counter. There you go. Ugh. Like I said, moveset's pretty much the same. Oh, it's way more than 5. That's it, 5. There we go. Bird Tree Burial Watchdog is dead. Caden, Sellsword, Ashes. So now you can summon the guys from the front area down there in Limgrave. They're like on the horses and all that shit. Those guys are actually from Mountaintops of the Giants. They're from the cold region. I don't know the lore reason why they're down here, but if you ever get their drops and read the item descriptions, they're actually from the cold. So with that, we'll jump over to the Liurnia Highway North. Go ahead and take out our tower. So obviously, this is going to be the mage zone. If you're a mage, you're going to be getting a lot of stuff here. Melee mages, regular mages, I'm talking about weapons, I'm talking about spells, you name it, it's here for you. So from that side of Grace, we're going to go on up to the left. There's going to be a little hill going on up with the tower. You're going to see a lot of like spectral guys show up. Just ignore them all. and get to the tower. Because there's a guy up at the very top just spamming all types of bullshit. Yep, and it's way harder hitting. So we can just take him out, and then we'll get these guys on the way down. It's a much safer way to actually knock this place out. Right here for your cookbook. And it makes like frostbite arrows or magic arrows. Let's check. No, that's Albinauric pot. Where's one for cold bone bolt? That may have been at the lakeshore from the merchant. Alright, you get up top. This is going to get you a new staff for mages. Now, this will not be better than the meteoric staff as of yet, but if you upgrade it, like you fully upgrade it, it will. And it does boost carrying glint blade sorcery. So these two of these staffs, one's here, one's in the carrying study hall, which we'll get to later. Yeah, actually, probably this episode next. I forgot how close that was. Well, first time there. We're going to carrying study hall twice. Each time you get different spells from NPC. Yeah, you guys are gonna, mages are gonna have so much shit, so many spells and weapons and staffs. By the time we get done with this place, it's gonna be crazy. And there's other stuff throughout the game, but this is like the main mage place. But yeah, there's tons of other, spells and stuff throughout the game too. But yeah, there's a lot of, just kind of just like one here and one there that are really powerful. This, you're really gonna get set up here, like big time. Silhouette. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Alright, as we get down, there's going to be some guys fighting. So pretty much the Caria Manor is kind of going at it with the Raya Lucaria Academy. That's what's going on down here. So they're all kind of fighting each other. They're all kind of busy. It makes it easy enough just to come and clean house. Now, you don't have to fight them. We can just grab the loot and go and get in our boss fight up here. There's a big bro. So he has a chance to drop that. That is a colossal magic sword. There's other guys that can drop it as well. In a different area we're going to do. But there is a guaranteed place to get the sword as well. If you don't get it for a drop, you don't have to worry about farming them. We'll get it at Caria Academy or Caria Manor. They screwed us. We got him. I swear I just seen an item there, though. Oh, it's up here. He's a big dude. He's like covering the whole terrain. Alright. Let's go and grab crystal darts. And then up on the right, as we go along, there will be, and this is just taking us to a side of grace we got way earlier on in our quick run around. But our early run around, not quick, but early. But there is a scarab over here, right here. Somber 2. Make sure you grab that. But yeah, we had this side of grace. But we never cleared the stuff. We were just coming to grab upgrades, in episode 3. We're going to get that, and we are going to have to fight another Knight's Cavalry. So, first 2 areas, Limgrave and Weeping Peninsula, there were 2 nighttime bosses. Here, there's actually 4. Quite a bit. Bigger region, so it's to be expected. We're also going to pick up the Great Lady quest too, but, it's not time for that yet. Alright. So he gives us a pretty cool frostbite spell. You can put it on like staffs and spears and stuff like that. Not staffs, but like spears, halberds. Like twirls your spear around, a really cool animation. And it throws up a projectile of ice. I know some people I heard them say how it wasn't good. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I was shredding enemies' health bars with this Asher board. Shredding. Because it procs frostbite really fast. It just takes off these huge chunks of health. I don't really feel like I need to guide you on this fight. This is the 3rd one we fought. But as always, like I say, focus on the horse's health. You're going to be taking health off both of them. But just kind of watch that. That's what we're after here. Is we want that critical attack. Look at that. We know we're almost there. And boom. behind him. What the fuck? Why aren't my criticals going off? Every time we fought him, I keep telling you guys about that, and it never works. And there you go. That's gonna get you with a frozen. No, it's just ice spear. So I should wear ice spear. Like I said, really cool. Like there's an animation where it twirls your spear or your halberd around, then just like kind of shoves it forward, and the ice projectile flies off of it. It does a lot of damage. Like the hit itself does a lot of damage. Then if the frostbite procs, that does even more damage, like a big chunk. And then they take 20% increased damage. So because they're frostbitten, so it's really cool, really nice. So this will be Hyeda's third and final spots. We did her first 2 spots last episode. So if you weren't following along, you'll find it towards the end of last episode. We've already covered it. So I'll tell you guys to follow along.
Sorry, don't mind me.
It's just not fair to the people that have. They don't want to hear me talk about the same shit over and over, right? I guess we'll do a quick rundown because it is a quest. But typically I'm not going to do this, guys. Just, follow along. Now, when you come... See, it's the whole thing. This is why. So when you first get to Weeping Peninsula, you're going to talk to Irina here right under this bridge. She's going to give you a letter for her father. You go to Castle Morn. You give the letter to her father. Now, we decided to kill him because we didn't want to wait for him to invade us in the liurnia in case people missed the spot. So we killed him right here. We quit out. We loaded back in. That's the only way to get the superior grade. Otherwise, you're going to have to run back around. So quit out and load back in. If you don't do that, eventually over here, there's going to be a shack, and he's going to invade you there. I think it's revenge check, some weird shit like that. So that was our first one. After you kill Godric, you go through the little building here. That's your second superior grade. The third is in a chest in the purified ruins. So her first spot is right on the cliff, right after you come out of Stormville. Her second spot is here at the ruins. Her third spot is right here on the bridge. So now we're all caught up. We're all good. We're all happy. Let's rock. It's probably really fast, and maybe some people didn't understand, but all the people that followed along know what's going on anyway. So this is the only time you have to actually rest, and then go back and clear her dialogue again. So when she says finger maiden, you know you're good, but yes, you have to talk to her, clear her dialogue, she's got to throw up, rest, and then do it again. It's the only time where you have to deal with that kind of shit. Since it is dark time, let's go ahead and change that. Just me or this morning seemed very dark as well. I don't know what the hell is going on there. Alright, you can take these guys down if you don't have to. It's weird because usually it's a bunch of regular wolves and then there's like one alpha. But for some reason, over here there's like nothing but alphas. You. Come on, we're gonna reach. Thank you. I don't want them following me and knocking me off my horse. So going straight ahead, we've already taken out this knight. If you're a faith build and you have not taken out this knight yet, I highly suggest you do so. Highly, highly, highly. So the knight's still here. But the first time you kill him, he doesn't drop. And there's got to be some kind of lore reason he's here, because this is a Lindell Knight. He has Lindell Knight health. He has Lindell Knight strength, spells. He does lightning, but he does drop lightning prayer book, which you do need for faith builds if you want, to throw lightning bolts at people who want to buff your weapon with lightning. Dodge that. That will fucking obliterate you. But if he does that, it's actually what you want, honestly. It opens him up for a backstab pretty easily. His shield's actually really nice. If you get it, it's a great shield. Rare drop, but it's really, really, really good. Then we already got that side of Grace. So let's go on down to Jarberg and to take out our next Tibia Mariner. So we've all fought Tibia Mariners. They pretty much just sit in a boat, summon dead guys, try to splash you with water. As you see, the beast eye quivers. That's the eye we got from Garank. That lets you know there's death root around. It could be from Tibia Mariner. Most of the time it is. But sometimes other enemies have it too. You'll see. I'd say 90% of the time it's the Tibia Mariner. Alright, so he does jump on this hill a lot. If he doesn't jump over there, he'll jump back there in between those trees. There's a fucking summon sign here? Let's do it. Let's summon D. I've never done that before. Why do you need a summon here? It's the Tibia Mariner. He is going to be using Inseparable Sword, which does Sacred Blade, though. Yeah, I've never noticed that summon sign before. This is the one thing you want to run back from. You're horrible. You can't even do any damage. So if you summon, you cannot use your horse. If you don't summon, you can. So as I said, this is going to be his other spot you typically would jump to. Just kind of keep an eye on that. Now he is immune to bleed. He's dead. Oh, too early. But this spell does increase your AR bit too, so. Now I love when he does that move when this guy's around, because he just kinda takes him out. Okay, just stay on him, you know. Do we not have holy on anything? Yeah, we do. Much better. It does make a big difference. Alright, there's a Death Root, Skeletal Vandal, Ashes, and we get a something 3 right here. It will auto-equip ammo whenever you find it. Oh yeah, that was a legendary ornament we picked up from down south. That's the only legendary ornament you got thus far. But it is important to talk about these things. And we got one legendary talisman, one legendary armor, or one legendary talisman, one legendary weapon, one legendary summon so far. I mean, like 8 of each, 6 to 8 of each. They all have different amounts. So, alright, let's get to the edge after taking him out. We're going to drop down here. 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 Trying to get killed. Take your time if you're not too comfortable. It takes a while to get comfortable with that. Just so you know. It does. It takes a while. Alright, we are not attacking pots here, people. We're not doing it. It's going to ruin a quest line. I don't think this quest is important. I've never done it. I know how to do it, but I just never actually took the time to do it. But you pretty much just got to come back here at a much later time in the game. But for now, I like to do this place. Just make sure you grab your side of grace, obviously. Come behind the little houses. Get all your runes. And this is an amazing spot for crafting stuff. There's a lot of crafting stuff here that'll keep respawning. You can just keep resting and just pile it up. It's not, you know, the better crafting ingredients, but it's still a lot of ones you'll need. You know what I mean? It's more of the common ones, we'll say. The best way I like to do this to make it much easier is just stick to the right side, go all the way down, then come back up the left. Herb leaf, poison bloom, row fruit. There's a lot of, just a little bit of everything here. Michaela's lily. That one's not as common. Tarnished sunflowers. Those are actually more rare too. Yeah, just take to the right, go all the way down, then come back up the left side, and that's just like the easiest way to navigate this stuff. But yeah, we're not killing the pots, so pretty much there's a quest. Before the old update, you can kill the pots and it wouldn't matter. But since that update, if you kill the pots, you're locked out of the quest. So, that usually works. Alright, so we do need to get on this, obviously. Now there is one more item of interest, and then the actual NPC to talk to. This is Jarbane. I don't know how you say his weird little name. He's looking for a potentate, so once you take care of the pots, I'll be your potentate.
I know. It's just a little test.
Our hands are too rough, so we won't be able to be his potentate.
You need slick, slidey hands to be potentate. I'm sorry, cuz. But I don't think you've got what it takes. What a shame. Don't look so glum, cuz. We can still chat. Potentate or not, come back and visit me.
Alright, so now we got that. We're going to jump over here to the last roof. And go down the other end. And that will be our last item. So from there, we're going to jump over to the artist shack. Grab the painting. We'll solve this painting when we actually do the Carrier Manor. A few episodes from now. Few, you know, the liurnia actually takes quite a while, to be honest with you. There's a lot going on. Alright, let's go on behind here, grab your smithing stones. So we've already got the incantation and we already got the sorcery from these guys, but we're still going to go through it again and show it off for anyone that has not been following along. Not a big deal. Like I said, I don't care if you guys follow along or not, but I'm just not going to keep repeating the same stuff. That's all, you know. I don't care who does. I will say, if you're trying to follow along for platinum trophy, or you know, if you're trying to get a platinum trophy, you probably should. You might miss some stuff. I'm here to help you guys, whether it's for 5 minutes or 5 hours. You know what I mean? Don't bother me one bit. I don't have a big channel. I do this because I enjoy to do it. I enjoy helping people with games that I really struggle with. I wish I had help with. Alright, we're going to take him out. He's pretty formidable. I mean, he can actually hit those spells on you back to back and give you real trouble. So you'll get a gesture right here. And right here, you're going to get Flame Cleanse Me. That's what we're using. You need 12 faith to use it. No matter which class you are, it'd be good to have 12 points in faith to use that. Or any class could put on the talisman, +5 faith talisman. And you can just use it when you want. But it wouldn't be the worst idea. It cleanses status effects, guys. You know? Alright, so from here, we're going to go down. Get a stone sword key, grab our next underground region, which we're not doing it yet. We are going to go ahead and grab it. We could do it. This one, you know, isn't too bad. I mean, how much time's left on the episode? No, there's not enough time. There's going to be enough time to do exactly what I had planned, and that's grabbing the underground area and doing the Curious Study Hall. God. He's a little more aggressive than usual. Done? This is wild. I've never seen them like so back to back before. Right into this weird timing. Yeah, I mean he was dead before he even could get staggered. That's weird. That was a little wild there. Alright, so after he's done, that's where we're going down to our second underground region, but we're not going to get it yet, guys. What we're going to do first is go back here. There's going to be one of those magic balls we've seen. Looks like a bunch of faces over it. So we've seen one of these in Weeping Peninsula. And down at Weeping Peninsula, it taught us it wasn't worth our time as he drops like 50 souls, you know? And it can be quite dangerous if you stay close and you start summoning all the that like magic rain on you, whatever the hell you want to call it. You can go down here and get a stone sword key. And there's a few room bears. But yeah, he's not worth your time. I think this one's worth a bit more. By a bit more, I mean like maybe 90 rooms than anything. Because when it's 10,000, 20,000 a level, 90 rooms is not worth your time. Yeah, see, look at that shit. Dog your health. Yeah, like I said, not worth your time. It's just so we say we cleared the area. Alright, there's another one like scratching on the wall. I mean, you know, if you want to take him down, go for it. Okay, but I mean, there's no, there's no other items. There's no real reason to do anything else back there. Honestly, I overlooked that whole area for a long time. I think it wasn't until I even went through taking notes I even realized the stone sword key was back there. I just thought it was a little dead end behind, behind the well. I didn't know. But it is a level, good. So we got 13 dicks. Alright, so I'm going to take this on down. Rest, grab a level. Then we're going to go back to the Curious Study Hall before we close on out. And the Curious Study Hall is a absolute pain in the ass. It really is. So, Eastern Tableland. Make sure you guys, if you have not gone up there to, get the Church of Vows so you can turn in your prayer books and your scrolls. There's no other NPC to turn those into. There is, but I'm telling you, don't do it. It's going to be a mistake. Because when those people move on or die or go on journeys or whatever it is they're going to do, you're going to be fucked on whatever you didn't buy. So, I mean, if you happen to run into them again, which you will, but you don't know when that is. You can't predict that. You know what I mean? And what if you run into them, you don't have the souls you need to buy anything? And then you rest and they move on again. It's just not worth it. So I would just hand them in at the Church of Vows. All prayer books. All scrolls. Turtle Pope, he does not leave. Ever, ever, ever. So. Alright, just gonna get this. And I just want to add, I hope you guys are having a good time. This is actually probably my favorite game. So with doing walkthroughs, I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. It's a fun game, even doing a walkthrough. It's like a curated experience. Go here, get this. I'm just having a good time with it, and I hope you guys are too. It is fun. Just gets a walkthrough don't mean we can't have a good time with it. All right. We might put on the other helmet with this. Still looking good. All right, so this is gonna suck. Couldn't tell. It's not exactly like I'm excited about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to chase around a mage, and he's going to be running in circles. He's going to be teleporting. He's going to be hitting us with big, damaging-ass spells. And he's just going to keep running away. So we have to keep chasing him and chasing him and chasing him and chasing him, and it's just not my idea of fun. But we do get another staff here, and you do get a spell. This is a really rare spell, because if you don't take the time to do this, you're not going to get it. And we come here again, and we got to chase this guy around a second time. And I was going to wait. Yeah, there's a big arrow. You guys are going to be getting that spell here shortly. But I was going to wait to do this. Because when you come back here, you chase him around and he drops a spell. And I'm like, well, we could just wait and get the spell then. It wasn't until I went through doing testing, taking notes, I realized they're actually different spells each time. So we have to do this now. That spell he just did, where it's like raining down, that's what we're about to get. So once you do enough damage, he's going to disappear. And he might go up there temporarily, but he's actually about to move like way up in the middle. Now they try to work 223 runes. Let me see. Oh no, yeah, 223. So I do believe they are worth your time. It is easy enough to ignore, you know. You thought. And he's gone. And grab your staff. So I told you there's two of these, even when you read the item description. Staff embedded with a blue glintstone, one of two types of carrying staff. So there's one there. For that. Staff embedded with the blue glintstone, one of two types of carrying staffs. This one enhances glint blade sorceries. This one enhances glint sword sorceries. It's like carrying slicer and stuff like that. So they're good. They can be better than meteorite. You're just gonna have to be high level in intelligence, and you're also gonna have them pretty much fully upgraded. I think it's like between plus 15 and plus 18, somewhere around there. 17, 16, you know. But it can be better. It's just gonna take a lot of upgrades, you know. So this is the part that makes it worse. You're gonna be summoning up these guys again, obviously, and we'll take the time to take him out. We're getting him gone first. So if he keeps disappearing every time you get to him and he just doesn't stop, it's glitched out. He's supposed to do it a few times, so eventually you catch him and he's supposed to stay. So if he just keeps doing it, it's glitched and you need to restart it. Or you're trying to drive yourself mad. It happened to me plenty of times. I'll go back in and I realize you didn't do it. So I'm like, wait, something, you know, wrong here. See how you're supposed to actually be able to get to him? Yeah. So if you can't, like if he's like disappearing before you actually get to him, it's glitched. Like when it's glitched, you won't be able to kill him. I mean, you might, but it's gonna be really hard. So you'll definitely know, right? I wouldn't have been able to do that. It took me like 20 minutes when it glitched out. Hopefully it doesn't do it to you, because it's just a very poor experience. And I didn't know that it was glitched. I was just like, why the fuck would they design it like this? This is fucking stupid. And I like fucking raged out about it. But it turns out this is not the way they designed it. You know, the game's just kind of glitching out. Because you're supposed to be able to get to them. That's how it works, you know? Like, you gotta work for it, but, I mean, it's gotta be an end in sight, you know? Like, if it's going on for 15 minutes, there's no way you're that bad. It's the game doing something. Whereas sure, by the time you get to the end of this game, you're gonna be good. You're gonna fit your first Souls like it was mine. By the time you get to the end, like you're gonna be good. You know what I mean? You'll getting this whole experience in will make you, you know, a better Souls player in the end, and it's gonna be a good time, and you know, have some confidence in yourself. You'll learn enough about crafting and builds, and like you know, next time you pick the Souls game, you'll be able to go through it no problem. If you're here just for trophies, just start reading them item descriptions. We just kind of got fucked there. Let's see if we can save this. Might not be able to. There's no reason to get these chandeliers besides just fucking up like I just did. So we are gonna have to go back up. Yeah, I mean, you guys will get it down. You'll learn about, you know, build types and stuff like that. Learn a lot. And you will have that platinum. So when it comes to getting platinums, like that's what I do. I do walkthroughs with, you know, a platinum in mind. Getting players through the game is my first and always will be my first concern, but obviously we go for 100%. But all in all, I will say this is a pretty easy one to get. I thought it was going to be hard. I mean, there's 3 secret endings, but other than that, you can get everything else besides the endings in one playthrough. And then you can kind of just go on New Game Plus. But we won't have to. I'm going to show you guys how to back up your save. So, I won't be able to actually show you. I have to tell you, because when you try to back up your save, it'll actually delete your last recording, like the current recording. It'll close this out and delete that whole episode. So I'm just going to have to tell you. but it's not too bad. It really isn't. So what we're trying to do here is locking onto the rats. If you see that kind of pulled me over the edge, so don't do it. I end up doing it by mistake, which it's a habit. You know what I mean? You're always locking on. But it kind of sends you right over the edge. So just be careful. Maybe use a shield. Guard counter might be the safest. But we can come up here and get the seed talisman. It's really in seed talisman, so it makes it to where you're. Yeah, see, that's how I got fucked up. Because you lock on here and he walks away and you're trying to walk straight and he just pulls you right off. But so that's gonna make it to where your flask will heal or completely refill your mana, or it'll fill it more. In fact, the way they word it is boost FP restoration from flask of cerulean tears, so it means it'll refill more of your mana. However, if you have all your sacred tears, as long as you don't have more than 38 points into mana, 38 exactly, you will be just fine. One cerulean flask will fill up your mana bar completely up to level 38 in mind. I've tested that out myself. So, unless you're like 40, 45 in mind, you don't need that. You know what I mean? That's kind of a waste of a talisman anyways. Just use 2 flasks. But yeah, up to 38 you're fine. And it's a rare build that has more than 38 mana. I've never hit that. Never. I started to do a pure mage build when I was really struggling. I thought magic would be easier. It's not. I assure you, a lot of people say that. It's not true. Maybe towards the end game, but not at the start. But I tried to, and I went through the game for a good portion as a mage, and I never went over like 30, 35, I think. So I wouldn't see a need to really go higher than that ever. Let's try to max out your character, and that just sounds boring as hell. Your build would have no identity if you have every stat, no identity whatsoever. You'd just be everything. You know what I mean? So I don't find that good. But before we close out, there is one prayer book I forgot to turn in. Like I said, I don't really care for this prayer book myself. I know a lot of people will and a lot of people won't. So we'll cover it. So back at Stormvale Castle, you got the Godslayer prayer book that gets you Black Flame. Now Black Flame is an upgrade version of the Fireball we're using. Now this is good. This is worth your time. This is worth getting. It does a Fireball like the one we're using, higher faith requirement. Does more damage, but it also will continuously do damage over time. This is not worth your time. If it stayed as long as like Electrify Ornament or Blood Flame Blade, where it stays like 2 minutes, it'd be worth it. But I swear to God, if you count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, gone. That fast, gone. It's not worth it, especially for 6,000 runes. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I got it. I was like, fuck yeah, Black Flame build. I got that, and I literally got pissed. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's too powerful, so they don't want you to have it. You're getting Black Flame every swing, and it continuously is going to tick on the enemy's health. But, yeah, I found it a literal waste. I was not amused by it whatsoever. I mean, as always, we're about to close out, so let's go ahead and, use some runes up and get a level. You guys see how easy come, easy go these are. We'll start saving them up in a while, just so we can get upgrades or whatever we want later. But until our stats are in a better spot, like now we're at 15 there, so we're gonna go over here to Arcane and get that up to 15 next. So just kind of bring those up together until we're at like 35, then it's all Arcane from there. Either way, we are gonna wrap up here, guys. Next episode, we should completely finish this. It doesn't look like much is going on, but there's actually quite a bit packed at this part too. I mean, even this whole East Coast, there's a lot going on here, guys. A lot. We have a whole Madness Village and Madness outskirts to the village, and Madness Graveyard, Madness Church area up here. Then we have Catacombs to get Urtry, Avatar, some stuff around the lake. We have to go through, what the hell they call it, really like fight these little bull guys, and then we still have to remember to come down here to Raya Lucaria. We have to do Bellum Highway, finish the Great Lakes quest up to this point. Everything around Dectus Medallions, or Dectus Lift. There's quite a bit to do. So I'd say one more episode here. And the way I do it is we do the whole East Coast, then we do the bottom half of the lake, then we do the West Coast up, top half of the lake, then Legacy Dungeon. So that's how we're going to do it. One more episode on the east, then bottom of the lake. So either way, you guys stay tuned, and we'll see y'all back here next episode to finish up Eastern Liurnia.